Hello everybody, welcome back again to another video today. Before we get started, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up for this video. It's gonna help a lot of you to learn about the third stimulus package that's in the line right now for to become law, and it's gonna be very soon. And I appreciate you all. Buckle up. We're gonna get to some great information about this third stimulus package. Okay, let's get right in. The third stimulus package, as you all know, already passed by the Senate, and it was passed a couple of weeks ago by the House of Representatives. But now the third stimulus package needs to go back to the House of Representatives for them to vote on it again, because there was some adjustment made in the third stimulus package. So because of that, they have to go back um, to the House to pass it, so that way it can get to the president desk, and then it can become law. Then we all can start getting what we need to get. So what they've been removed from the third stimulus package, it's the minimum wage for $15. That's they removed from the third stimulus package. A lot of Republicans think, as a fact, there's not even one Republican that's supported the third stimulus package. It's all Democrat. But for those things that they've been removed from the third stimulus package, there's including 8 Democrats in there that vote against that. So they removed the $15 increase for the minimum wage. They think it's too much money. They think it's not, uh, what I can say, it's not appropriate to do that right now. That's going to crush a lot of small businesses and stuff. And they removed that. And I don't think that's going to be near passing in the near future. I'm not sure how they're going to do that, but President Biden's dream was to increase the minimum wage to $15, but unfortunately, that's not going to happen. And the other thing that they removed from the third stimulus package, which is very important, it's reducing the compensation for unemployment, which was 400, and then they reduce it to $300. So if you're on unemployment still, you're gonna get your federal unemployment plus that $300 boost from the third stimulus package. But they did increase uh, for the taxes. It's not an increase, basically it's an increase of a stimulus because it's extra money. The first $10,200 you was receiving in 2020 for your unemployment, you will not pay taxes on those, so those are tax free. So for instance, I was getting $247 because when I filed for unemployment, I stated that I need to pay taxes every week in the check that they were sending to me. Instead of sending me 275, they send me 247. So that means there is a $28 that went for taxes. Well, since they passed that $10,200, you're gonna get tax free from that. So they might give me a refund of all those $28 they was taken from me until $10,200. But on the other hand, if you were selecting not to pay taxes, they send you the full $275. Then you will not get an extra check or an extra money from their basically from DEO, because you was not paying any taxes on that unemployment. Remember, the unemployment, it's an extended of your employment. When you lost your employment, then you go to unemployment, it still count as income for the government because it's money given to you. So they tax you from that, so it's an income. Maybe it's not the full what you used to get, but still, I think it's like 80% or whatever, or 70 something percent you get for your unemployment. So that's the changes that they do in the third stimulus package for unemployment. And this third stimulus package still staying at the $1.9 trillion, but I think they increase money for other things like state and local cities, money for school, money for SNAP, money for whatever you call it, EBT, money for vaccine. Most importantly, vaccine is number one priority for President Biden, so he can achieve his goals for he can achieve his goal for the vaccine plan that he had to vaccinate 100 million people within the first 100 days in office. So that was a big goal that he had. He needs to achieve that. So there is a lot of money in this package for vaccine. And there will be $1,400 per individual, whether you're a student, whether you're living in your parents' basement. If they file the taxes with you, then they'll send you a $1,400 check. So that's exciting news. If you're a family of four, you're expecting $5,600. So, and the most importantly, there is a tax credit for each child that you have that will be at least a year. I believe it's gonna be at least 1 year. You'll get $300 a month for your child. So that's just to help with the child poverty, because President Biden believe and make sure your kids are up. They are not in the poverty line. Basically, if they need something, they should be able to get it. I think that's a sense of leadership in a big country like the United States, and I really applaud him for that, because when you really live on edge, especially if you're making $7 or $8 or $9 an hour and you have three, four, five kids, it's very hard to get by with all of them, especially with finances, food and clothing and etc. So having an extra change for the kids, I think that's a great idea. That's coming from the president part, and I really appreciate that, President Biden, if you're watching my video. So that's what we're getting from the third stimulus package. And according to Nancy Pelosi, this package should be passed through to the House by tomorrow morning. It was supposed to be today, and they dragging the feet, make it for tomorrow. So tomorrow we should be expecting a great news for the third stimulus to pass by the House and then make it law by the president's desk. I believe President Biden just impatiently waiting to sign this thing and make it law, because that's his plan. That was his promise when he was campaigning for president. He was having a big dream for the rescue plan for the American people. So he really did a great job in that. I give him that. And expecting the third stimulus check to get in your account at least the 20th or the 22nd of March, because by the time they process those payments and do whatever they have to do in the IRS, since it's tax season, they're kind of busy doing a lot of transaction. It's gonna take them a while to get to you. So by the end of March, you should be expecting that kind of money coming to you. And I believe the big change they did make in the third stimulus, I was gonna forget that, is the income requirement. That's gonna leave at least 15 million people out of the game. They're gonna not getting a stimulus check. And I feel sorry for them, because there is an income requirement, and that's coming from Joe Manchin, one of those Democrat senators that's very, very strong, and he's not making joke about this. He think if you're making more than $80,000 a year, you're not living in poverty, you should not get a stimulus check come to you. So they reduce it from 99,000 to 80,000 the max. So if you're making 75,000, you will be able to get that full check. And if you're a couple, they double that for you. But if you're making, let's say you're making $85,000 a year, then you will not qualify for the third stimulus check, which I really don't understand, because I really don't know how they just control what they call cost of living, because each state have a different kind of cost of living, different lifestyle. If you're living in California, $80,000 is not gonna bring you far. If you're living in New York City, you're living in Hawaii, how far $85,000 can bring you? But this senator believe if you're making $85,000, maybe you're not rich, but you can do whatever you want to do. You should not get help from the government. I really don't not agree with that, because this pandemic, it just hit us in every corner of life. No matter you was a millionaire, no matter you was a middle class, whoever you are. And I know there's a lot of people that's making $80,000 that's still struggling. It depends on where they live in the country. Of course, if you live in Missouri, maybe you live in Mississippi, $80,000, you can do a lot of things, because cost of living in Mississippi is different compared to Los Angeles. But if you're living in LA and you're making $85,000, where you have to pay almost $2,500 for a studio to live, and all the other expenses that's come to it, I think $85,000, it's not enough to make a living in Los Angeles. So you should be able to get a check. But Senator Joe Manchin believe if you're making that much money, I'm sorry for you, you're gonna be missed that third stimulus check. That's the big change that's gonna leave at least 15 million people in the dark. And the third stimulus check, they will not get a third stimulus check. That's a huge thing, because 15 million people, that's a lot of people, basically. So that's the news I have for you guys. I will let you all know when this thing pass, and I believe it will be by tomorrow. We should have a news by tomorrow about the third stimulus package. So I will keep all of you alert about that. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.